So thanks for joining in. And in the last exercise, we talked about the policy groups and how to create a policy, a new policy and assign the validation rules. Okay. Hope you have completed those exercises. And if you have not completed and just complete those exercises, then only you will be able to understand the next step because all these exercises are interrelated with each other. If you miss a particular exercise, you will not be able to move on to the next exercise, right? So with that note, if you are actually have not completed, stop this video and you can just go back and watch the recording. And if you're watching from my platform, and if you've already done it, congratulations. Let's move on to the next exercise. So in this exercise, we are going to create and assign a payroll group policy for a one-click monitoring. So what is a one-click monitoring? This is nothing but your simulation payroll run. All right. So what you're going to do in this exercise, let's say I would like to, as a payroll administrator, I want to process the payroll and I will be adding the new policy which you have just recently created, right? Just like we have created this policy Z11 HR812 in my exercise, and we will be adding those. It's a very simple exercise. We are going to do that now, right? So now what I will be going to do in this exercise, let's go to the jump into the manage process part. In the pre-payroll monitoring part, we will be going. Okay, so let's go to the system. So I'm already in the manage processes sections. So let me go there in the manage process. And in the manage process, what we do have in the manage process, we have to go to our pre-payroll monitoring, which we have created. Okay, so Z11. So we will be searching for, you can see there are 91 processes, but in the real-time system, we will not be having so many processes unless and until if you're working for 100 countries. Okay. So if you're working for one countries, one locations and all, you will not be having this many number because it's a training environment. So there are multiple groups. So for that reason, we are having so many, groups, processes and everything, right? So I will be searching for my process, Z11. Right? So I will be going to my process called Z11 HR812 pre-payroll monitoring. This is my process, right? And if I go here, if I go to policies, what is the next? So after going there, I can see there are different sections, attributes of it for selection, where exactly the payroll area has been already selected. Okay, this is the payroll already predefined. And policies, I do have a gross payroll, net payroll, other different policies has been assigned. And analytics recurrences, I'm not worried about much because recurrences for the entire period it is showing. January period will be running the payroll, right? So in this exercise, what we will be doing, we will be adding this thing, the payroll policies which we have created, right? That we will be adding this. Okay. So what I'm going to do, so let's say I will be editing this process. Okay, so we are in editing the process. I'll be editing. There's a pencil button in the bottom corner. You can see that. So I will go here. So this is our process policies. Okay. So what I'm going to do here inside the policies. Okay, what are the policies are we are having? So there's a plus button called add policies. Okay. So I'm going here, and this is the policy which we have created just now. Z11 HR812 master data alerts. Okay, so this is our policies, and I will simply add it. Okay, so unless and until if you're not adding it, system will not understand while running that payroll processes which are the validation rules we are going to run, right? So that is why we are adding this in appropriate manner. Okay, so now what I will do, so this policy is now added here, and you will be seeing a figure here. You don't worry about this big number. Okay, so whenever you are creating any policies and all, system auto generates a number in the backend of it, and this is something in the configurations. Whenever we're going to the backend configuration in the EC payroll, we'll talk about it. So how to see this and all, but it will be reflected here. But for us, the title is very important for us. It is not very important, but the title, which is the policy group or policy we are attaching to the process, that we need to validate. Okay. So once it is done, which is very simple, we simply have to click the validate. Okay. And if there is no error, simply we have to save it. Right. So now what I'm going to do, I will simply click the validate button here. I don't see any errors, no errors found. So do not forget to click this save button. Okay. So there is no auto save. So you have to click the save button. Then only this policy, whatever we have added, it will be coming up here. Okay. HR 812. So this is something, it will be coming up here. Okay. So once it is done, okay. So what is the next step? So I think this exercise is done from for whatever they intended to do in this particular exercise number 5, we have completed here now. Okay. So now in the next exercise, what we are going to do, we will be talking about a team. Okay. So the payroll team, how the payroll team will be working with each other, right? So that is something we are going to explore in the next exercise. Okay. So with that note, let me go to the next video.